Can you hold this?
Whale of a game. Case Keenum was terrific, and we just fell into too big a hole to dig ourselves out of. Unfortunately, we had our chances, and first game mistakes got us, and it's a shame because there were a lot of things that went really well today. We've got to address the things that need fixing, and come back to work, and hopefully play a lot better in all the facets a week from now in our home opener.
What surprised you the most in your sense of disappointment?
Well, you know, I guess the end of the first half was the turning point of the game. You know, we're down 17-14, and they come down and score. We're trying to be fairly aggressive, but also be smart. We give them the ball back with 37 seconds, and they score again. That was tough, but I was very proud of the way we came out of the locker room at halftime and went down the field and scored. Opening drive, caused a turnover, went down 90 some odd yards and scored again. Held them, had a chance to go ahead, and unfortunately had a legal procedure at that point, so derailed that drive. And it's a bitter pill. It's a bitter pill, but you know what? This is the first game. Can't look at it as the season's lost. We got to look at it as great lessons and come back and play our tails off next week.
You said some things need fixing. What are some of those things?
Well, line is procedure stuff. We can't jump. We snap the ball run 8 yards in the first play of the game, and then snapping over our head. We haven't done that in 3 weeks of practice. You know, I know first game and all that stuff, but we've got to do that better. Those are things that keep you out of your third down rhythm. Because when the third downs were the down and distance was in our favor, we were tough for them to stop. Concussion.
They were so successful throwing short early. Why didn't you guys adjust sooner?
Well, we were just carrying things. You know, one of the keys to the game was to be able to reroute those seam runners. And as you try to do that, you've got to get back up into your zone. And those underneath throws were, the guy's a wizard at finding them and getting the ball out of his hand on time and accurate. And he's a really good player.
What was your thought on Breithaught?
I thought Richard played well. A couple of things at the end of the game we've got to work on communication-wise, but I thought he played well.
Did you see a dramatic difference in his decision-making from a year ago?
I thought he was pretty sharp today with the decision-making. There's some things we're going to keep working on because we're always looking for to play the position as well as is humanly possible. But coming off the bench like he did at the time he did, and responding in the second half, there was a lot of good football played by him.
There was a couple times last year comment that you weren't quite sure what he was thinking. Were there any of those moments today?
Far less. Yeah.
Where's your kicker?
What's that?
How do you recover with your kicking situation?
Well, we got to just keep looking at it. Kip started, made the first ones, and you keep hoping that he's going to, have the confidence to keep going. And unfortunately, he missed wide right at a time where we really needed it because it's a 2-score game. He can make it a 1-score game. But again, I'm pleased that no one gave up. We found a way to get the ball back, went down, scored. And, get a lucky bounce, we got a chance to. Well, there's lots of positives. Unfortunately, when you lose a game, when you put this much time and effort into preparing to win it, it's a disappointment. But over the long haul, we've got to learn from it. We've got to rally psychologically so that we come back and play and be excited about playing just as we were excited about playing today.
How much your final drive, actually wasn't the final drive, a couple earlier, you were taking a lot of time.
Well, the drive started with 9 minutes, 9 and change, I think 9:30. And I didn't feel like we needed to be in a clock offense deal because we were wearing their defense down. They had been on the field a long time. As I said, there were a couple of miscommunication things there when we got around the 20 that we've got to fix. That somehow Richard didn't see the signal or what have you, and it required it wasn't as smooth as it needs to be, especially at that point in the game. But if we score with anything over and around the 3-minute mark, we've got all our timeouts. We've got a chance to stop them.
So when you talk about signaling, you're talking about someone signaling into the play and he doesn't see it?
He confused it, yeah.
Confused. You're confusing me.
Well, he didn't get the right signal.
Did he get any signal?
He got a signal, but it was confused, and not pointing fingers at any people. I'm not going to name names. It's just got to get fixed.
Yeah, missed tackles seem to be an issue early on. Is that a concern for you?
Well, you know, this is an interesting game. You know, you've got to tackle, and you've got to tackle well. And yet, when you tackle in practice and you scrimmage a lot, you put your players at risk. And so you try to find the happy medium with tackling in practice, but also trying to keep them safe, so that the live stuff you limit, because that's where bodies are flying. Clearly, we have to tackle better.
Any concern about your team now looking at the kicker, losing total confidence?
Well, I guess concerned, yeah, but this is a great bunch of guys that will stick together, and we'll find a way to rally. And if Kip's called on again, then they'll rally behind him. There's nobody going to point any fingers.